Hey guys, so in this section, I wanted to cover a little bit more about the perspective of being a Chinese manufacturer and how we personally frame our messaging to build the best type of partnership possible. So I hear a ton of horror stories about working with Chinese manufacturers where they get ripped off in terms of pricing, or they get ripped off in terms of quality, or their shipment gets delayed, 4 weeks, things like that. And so I wanted to start with a quick story. I will admit that in our first run of products, it actually happened to us. We were working with a new manufacturer. We were super excited. We ordered 500 sets, and each set included 2 pieces in each set. They ended up giving us half of that. So it was actually 250 sets of 2. And they claimed that it was, 500 pieces or 500 units. We were like, oh, it's 500 sets. And so that quick story, I mean, the main thing that we did wrong, I would say, is one, we didn't double check the PI. Number 2 is that we fought too hard on the pricing, and then we just kind of got married to that specific product where we should have just let it go when they didn't accept our pricing. And so I wanted to cover a little bit more backstory on what it's like to be a Chinese manufacturer so that you guys have the right mindset kind of going into it. So the first thing is the Chinese manufacturers are getting tons and tons of inquiries from sellers like you or me. And, they're asking for 100 units, or they're asking, to make all these changes to the product and these features. And basically they see a ton of fly-by-night companies. And so because there's a ton of people that will never order samples, or they'll order samples and then never go through their first order, they kind of believe that the mentality oftentimes is that they don't ever expect you to make a second order, or even like ever get into like large quantities. The perspective from what we've seen is that they're actually just trying to make as much money as possible on that first order, which is why you're going to see some sample costs at like $200-$300, or they're kind of trying to jip you on like the pricing or the quality in that first order, because they know that 9 out of 10 times they're actually wasting their time by doing like this kind of correspondence. And so to kind of combat that, we want to really frame our messaging so that that we care about doing business with them, that we're serious about building a partnership with them. And so we're going to cover a different section about building like a relationship with them. But I just wanted to cover like a lot of the benefits of building a partnership. You can get better quality. You're more likely to get your shipments on time. You're going to get better pricing. You can get, specific payment terms or delayed payments to help you with your cash flow. And overall, it's going to be less headaches. So I want to make sure that that's kind of just understood, that these manufacturers are getting hit up with tons and tons of inquiries. So you want to stand out, you want to appear bigger, and be taken seriously as a company, instead of someone that's going to have like a laundry list of kind of requests for these 200 units at $2. And for them, it's just kind of a waste of time. So really think about that as you're creating your messaging. That's incredibly important. Thanks so much.